Very good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to Synergy Signals. And my name's Stephen Meli. And the purpose of this video is to show newcomers what the methodology is about behind the signals. And also for those following the signals that wanted more of an education, they're able to follow previous videos, seeing how themes have played out and starting to get this method down pat. So without further ado, this typical example here is stereotypical of the methodology that we're trying to follow here. We're looking at a market cycle, which is comprised of 3 levels down and 3 levels up. Much like you see on the left here, we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, labeled A1, A2, and this is the W. There's a W. So far, we can see V1, this, and then we got V2 here. And each of these consolidations can take various forms. This, for example, this one is a trap. This is the false move. False move around the middle of the year was a trap move towards the end of last year. So we've trapped, false, looking for a real. And we're targeting up here. That's the target zone. So we took a trade on this last week. We don't send many trades. It's been tough because of that. We're not a methodology that trades both ways. We don't take counter trend trades. That reduces the volume of trades by 50% automatically at a minimum. And we're not trying to do mean reversion things at all. We're looking for trend alignment and looking to ride 2 weeks into 3 weeks, looking to ride 2 months into 3 months. And you catch my drift. 2 pushes into 3 pushes. So let's have a look what we got here. This is a weekly chart. We get down onto the date, same sort of thing. Consolidation 1 and 2, different time frames. You see different things. This was 1, 2, and 3 at one point. Absolutely, you don't want to be looking more long until we had the formation here. There was no retest. There was a huge void ultimately here. So we've crashed through that. There is an alternative theme playing out. We've either got 1, 2, and it drops again. But because I can see a few, you've got to use evidence available to you. So I've got an ABCD pattern here, the A, B equals C, D, just missed. That suggests to me that we are going to finish up here. This is going to be a very aggressive move. Seems potentially quite bearish on the market. Let's see what we sort of got it to get in. Let's keep going down the time frames, drill down, drill down. So you're seeing the double bottom forming on a 4 hour. Anything on the 3 hour, did we mark up? No, but it's starting to get a bit clearer. It's starting to see changes of structure. 2 hours, did we mark it? Bit of a half attempt. When did we start seeing it on the 1 hour is what we were looking for. So we saw the previous lower high, which was here, made a new low, change. We actually made a change and a break here. And that retest would have been difficult because we like to see a change, break, retest before getting in. But also bearing in mind the shape of what we're looking for. We're looking for a particular shape. And what we can definitely see here is we made high, high, higher, low, push 1. And internally, we have started to make some structure that looks a little bit wiry. So I think we drilled down a bit more to get into this. Yeah, there it is. So looking up close and applying the same principles, the last lower high to make a new low was here. Even though that didn't make a confirmed low, because we haven't got 2 red candles not touching the zone, could be a case for it here. But that's what we took because we are understanding you could have taken it here as well, obviously. But we saw high, 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 low. This was the change. This was not a valid break. This was a touch and a test. We were testing here, not valid. So we made a change. This was the break. This is the retest. And there was 1, 2, 3 retests. And we took the long. Really nice trade. Very early entry into a potential long situation. So that was Euro AUD. The other one was GBP AUD, another theme. So the original pattern, we believe, has played out. Again, much like the previous example on Euro AUD, this is just GBP AUD. So fairly similar. So we've got level 1, level 2, and level 3. That's the peak. And then as you can see, what we've gone and done here is we've climbed down from that peak in a fashion of 1, 2, 3, with this still being in This isn't a break, by the way. That's a test. It's nasty looking, but it's not a break. Um, you've got candles testing here. This is still well within contact, and that's probably what threw a lot of people off. They thought that was a valid break. This red candle still touching the zone. Yeah, so not a valid break. Now, because we can count the three and we've absolutely trapped to hell people here, trapped to death, pleading to get out. They're not going to be allowed, I doubt. And my imagination is we take out these. And if it does start building, there's a big gap from here to here. That's the next takeout. Could be very wrong. I'm often wrong, but I do like to speculate with a solid method behind me. That's the GBP AED picture. What did we see to get into it? This was quite nice. It was easier. We saw a change, we saw a break, we started taking entries. We actually saw this change. We then saw this break, and we actually sent entries, although the bigger picture materialized like that. That's really nice. Need to see if that one can run. GBP USD absolutely cracked it on non-farm payroll. Difficult number to read. Ultimately, it suggested a strong labour market, which suggests higher interest rates, which the US economy isn't up for. So last week, well, the whole week, we didn't really do much. We took out the previous swing. It wasn't a significant one. This was the low of last week. We made a low. We respected it here quite a lot. A lot of traders are trading away from it. That's what you tend to do, is trade away. But the fact that we took out here and didn't take out here suggests to me that this was a beautiful short that I'd never be looking to take, because I'm looking to trade with the trend. And so far I can identify the trend being higher. But in the short term, this may get quite aggressive to the downside. That's an aggressive candle. Look what happened before with that sort of candle. Bosh, bosh. We had small recovery, big candles, small recoveries and drop. Big candle, small recovery, big candles. They tend to not be great. So we'll see. Unless, of course, in an uptrend. So we'll see on that one. Euro USD is the same. Euro USD, I still see that as being in an uptrend, level one, level two, looking for longs. But this also broken the Gartley. There's the one, the two, and the three. Gartley did work, could have got a trade out of it, but it pinned the 50 and is on the back foot at the moment. So we shall keep an eye on that. You can see the pattern here. One, two. And we can see the pattern here, one, two, and that could easily continue from here, much lower. And so, yeah, difficult. The dollar basket is also on the edge of really pushing out here. It's basically done the demon move for those wanting it not to go up. It's actually gone and done that nastiness of triggering it, but it's triggered itself into a gap completion zone, which is ultimately, if you didn't have anything on it, this is the zone that you'd casually talk to about your mates in a pub saying, yeah, gap close and sell off. But it's so important that can happen. You sort of feel like it's not going to happen because you start looking at the weight of the market, particularly from the weekly. Yeah, it's this sort of picture where you start realizing that, okay, the dollar is going to get stronger. Something's going to cause that to get much stronger. The entries around here were the hero entries. Let me just get rid of these old pencil marks. This is a nice example to mark up for you. You got the W. So the dollar, I'm fairly sure, will get stronger. Purely from where we sit here. So that should put first sort of push up, second push. Now, anything above here, lights out. You're taking out that high. So we really need to look carefully. And we've got a Gartley that's nearly completed ABCD here. We're in the second push higher, so V2. If we have a look here, that was just extreme aggressive moving, closing the gap, really trying to wrong foot a lot of the gap's definitely causing confusion, no doubt about it. Certainly for me, when I was looking for this 1, 2, thought I got it 1, 2. No, you didn't get it. You're wrong, and that's fine. I'm wrong. You take a loss or whatever it was back then. But yeah, ultra important moments for these markets. NZD CAD again frustrating because we identified beautiful structure. The W, the 1, the 2, played for the 3 out of here. Come all the way back to the entry. So frustrating, but the pattern is still there. Market cycle 1, 2, 3. This is level 1. Expect higher prices. Stella, got to have a look at you, bastard. So went on a little bit about Stella last week. It just seems to be caught up like the rest of them. Made an impressive move away, but ultimately getting sucked down into the bearishness that's surrounding crypto again. Regardless of what good things they're doing, the market doesn't care. You've got this nastiness in Ripple at the moment, level 1, level 2. That's got all the way down to 35p to go potentially there. What's interesting is Stellar hasn't done any of that. The same thing, Bitcoin is absolutely atrocious. It's terrible looking chart and it's absolutely bearish. Absolutely bearish. It's so bearish you don't understand. It's coming all the way down to 20,000. Mark this space. That is where this one's heading. It's mapped. It's completely and utterly mapped to come down. So yeah, very, very high conviction on that. Other than that, folks, yeah, I've not got much more to say. GBP, AUD, Euro, AUD, and then the weakness in GU, EU, and then the opportunity in some of the dollar pairs is how I'm sort of thinking going into next week. And if you find this interesting, we have a what have we got? 14-day free trial to the signals, and you get other access to other supporting materials. We're also looking at launching a 1 free trade per week free Telegram group where you'll be able to watch the daily videos, get used to the style of analysis and seeing if it, sparks any interest with you before you would decide to commit. Other than that, folks, have a great rest of your weekend and I wish you well indeed. Cheers.